Hey everybody, tonight we're going to be talking about your right to vote, or your choice not to. Every 10 years in the United States of America, a consensus is done to track the population of this country. What you may not know is that between each consensus, they project the numbers for each year. In 2012, the projected population was over 316 billion people. Of those 316 million people, of those 316 million people, the voting age population in 2012 was over 218 million. That's an amazing number. We could make such a difference with that number if you could get everybody educated and everybody would vote. However, only 56% of those people in 2012 casted a ballot. Of those 56%, only 39% could correctly name the Vice President of the United States of America. That means that 61% of people couldn't tell you who the second in command was of their country. Voting is your right, absolutely, and it cannot be taken away from you according to the 15th Amendment of the United States Constitution. But just because you can vote doesn't mean that you should. Uneducated voters' ballots consisted of more than half of the ballots that were submitted in 2012. They voted depending on how their parents were voting or how their friends were voting. They didn't sit down to figure out what these candidates were representing, what policies these candidates were going to be pushing. They did none of that. They just casted a vote. Your country, your life, your future, my life, and my future depend on you being educated when you cast that ballot. Tune into the debates, listen to what these candidates have to say, tune into their speeches, listen to how they talk about their opponents, because it's going to say a lot about their character. Take notes. Take notes like that ballot that you cast is a final exam, and getting a diploma depends on it. After those numbers that I presented to you, you should feel one of two ways. One, you should feel furious that there are so many people out there that are casting votes with zero education, with zero knowledge of who it is that they're voting for and who it is that they are putting into office. Or you should feel ashamed. You should feel ashamed that you're one of those people that's putting people into office without any knowledge of their background, without any knowledge of the policies that they're going to be pushing forward, without any knowledge of how it's going to affect you and me and everybody else that didn't vote for them because they knew better. Go home, sit down with your family, sit down with your friends, watch the debates together, watch the speeches together, discuss it all. Take the time to make an educated decision when you go to cast that ballot. And if you simply don't care enough to do any of that, then stay at home. Let those of us that do care enough to put forth all of that effort cast our votes. Let those of us make our votes count. That's all I have to say about it. I hope everyone else has a good night, and please educate yourselves before you cast that next vote.